Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody that is coming back around from your past. This is, I think, for the large majority of you, somebody that you have dated before, and you already know that they've got a tendency to be a bit manipulative or that they struggle to understand other people's needs or have compassion for them. We've got the Empress in the reverse with the King of Swords in the reverse. And I take this as somebody who doesn't really do things for themselves or doesn't necessarily feel that compassion for others. And it lets them kind of forgive themselves for being dishonest or manipulative to those that they love. So I think you are quite fine with this person not being in your life. And when they come back around, I don't really expect you to be like, oh, cool. Yeah, let me get you some tea and crumpets. You're not necessarily going to be welcoming when this person comes in, but I feel like this reading is here to give you a bit of confirmation so you don't feel guilty if they're trying to make you feel guilty. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hello, Miss G. Hello, Peggy. How are you doing? Hello, Bradley. How's your day? Hello, Key Controller. Thank you. If you would like a personal reading, my email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's also in the description box down below the video. And I also just launched membership, so you could get a monthly personal reading with me in one of those tiers. So let's dive in with the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot, shall we? And if you hadn't noticed, I'm having a little bit of fun making my thumbnails. So I might have to actually take like another selfie this year or something. I'll work on it, but it's fun. I might curse the little program that I use every now and then, but it's still worth it. Hello, Johnny. How's it going? I hope you're having a good weekend. What else do we have? Well, the Ace of Cups. Okay. And the Four of Cups. This is love that you have rejected. Now, for some of you, this is somebody that rejected you, but I feel like if they did reject you, it did not take long for you to feel like that was the right way for things to go. I do feel at some point you had some feelings for them, but the way that they treated you or handled the connection was not sustainable. It's not something that made you feel good about yourself. So I feel like you're still like you got a wall up against this person because, like the title said, you know that they're toxic. No worries. Hello, April Fools. How are you doing? Oh, thank you, hon. I appreciate that. We've got the Hierophant in the reverse and the the Knight of Cups in the reverse. Well, you done pissed them off. They're mad. They don't like that you aren't, like, I don't know, heartbroken. They don't like that they can't get you. I feel like this person has an ego. You're probably laughing right now, right? Like, Carmen, come on. Yeah, like the biggest one in the world. This is somebody who's like struggling with the idea that you're okay with them not being in your life. They're like, but I'm great. How could you not want me? This person's very moody. They're starting arguments they don't need to, and they're taking out that frustration on others. But it boils down to I feel rejected or I'm irritated because this person that I thought I could control, I can't control, or because this person is fine with us not being in a relationship. This is a salty ex. Yeah. Hey, Lemonade, how are you doing? What's up, Laura? How are you doing? So we're moving on then. There we go. We've got the Four of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, wow, and the Queen of Pentacles. Lots of Earth energy. So we also have the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy. So You're just fine with holding back from this person or being to yourself. You think that interacting with them is a one-way street. They don't give anything, but they take a lot. I mean, maybe they give compliments, but you know what I'm saying? Like they're not really a giving person. And I feel like this is somebody who wants to guilt you into something. They see you as the person they want to be with, but they don't seem to be preoccupied with how they should treat you the way that you want to be treated. It's more like, well, aren't you just like super excited that I even like you? Like, aren't you just like obsessed with me naturally? They don't seem to understand that you deserve to be treated in a better fashion than they have. So that's why I feel like there is definitely some sort of ego here. Hey Matt, how are you doing? With a side of fries. Yeah, I'll take the fries, but not the salty X. How about that? What else? I would even take fries dipped in mayo before the salty X. Ooh, I don't like mayo very much. Like, I love the chicken sandwich at Burger King. I haven't gotten it in a long time. Mostly because it's like they want the chicken to be like swimming in mayo. And I don't like that. Mm-mm. When you're like, can we do like less mayo? And they're like, we got Eight of Cups in the reverse and Judgment in the reverse. They're coming back around to tell you that you made the wrong call. They're coming back around to tell you that you should be missing them. But they're just like awesome. And how can you not want to be with them? Yo, if you have to sell it to me like that, if you have to convince me that you're awesome, it's because you were not able to demonstrate that you were awesome. They want to like love bomb you. They want to say all these pretty things, try to captivate you, but the whole point is they haven't shown you that they're willing to like respect you or treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. And, you know, proof is in the pudding. What are you going to do? This is somebody who operates most comfortably with anger. As far as emotion is concerned, I don't feel like they don't really understand compassion or they don't really understand unconditional love or they like to shut it out. This is somebody who is probably very passionate, but also likely to start an argument. Nine of Swords in the reverse and the World in the reverse. Temperance in the reverse. This is so much drama. They just want to come back around and like yell at you. Like, how could you get over me? How could you like reject me? But it's like they want to use a megaphone and shout in your face, like, how could you not want this? Look at how great I am. It's like, that's not a very refined approach, my friends. I am not livestock. I am not a large crowd of 5-year-olds that needs to be corralled, right? Like, this is not the right approach to the conversation. It's like when you go to use the hose to like water the flowers in your backyard, and you realize that it's on the wrong setting as far as the hose, and it, I don't know, destroys the flower or gets everywhere. This person doesn't know how to like manage their emotions. And I feel like they go in, maybe they have good intentions. They're like, oh yeah, we can like totally fix this. But Temperance in the reverse, they don't know how to control those emotions. So I feel like they go from 0 to 60. I wanted to approach this with like, you know, some sort of sweetness, but then I see that you're not really interested and I lose my temper like that. So they might start off saying something nice and then sense that you're not interested, and all of a sudden you see like the eyes go dark, you know, like, okay, well now I just want to hurt you. It's not how love works. Hi, Treasure. It seems to work just fine for me, but you know, to each their own. A big part of the reason I do it this way is because I like to make sure that the collective feels like They're like here with me, but there are plenty of readers out there that don't do that. Hello, Michael. How are you doing? Thank you, Peggy. I appreciate that. It's the wrong flower. That makes me think of Amelia Bedelia. This is the Voyage of the Soul. I do feel like there's a lot that you've learned or wisdom that you've gained over the last, in particular, 6 months. It's intimidating for this person. It's like you've learned a language that they don't speak. And they may feel a little bit like you're out of their league. And that may just kind of materialize as anger, because, again, that seems to be what they're most comfortable with as far as emotions and connecting with people. Journey, road, planes, distance, movement, relocation, and visits. And alive, excitement, boldness, vigor, dynamic, zest, and movement. I think this person moves to see you again, not like picks up and moves, they might, but they make some sort of gesture to communicate with you or see you. And they feel like this is a grand gesture because they don't normally do this, only to find that you're not really interested. You may have moved away. You may have moved on to a new relationship. You're feeling like things are much better since you've been in this connection. And they're kind of flabbergasted at the idea that you could be happy without them. Why? Ego. I would argue no, treasure. But I think that's just about whether or not you can separate the energy, right? We all read in different ways. Hello, Renee. How are you doing? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Hello, Jenny. How are you doing? So we've got chapters and awakened. Once you have seen people or, your situation for what it is, once you have, removed the rose-colored glasses or stopped listening to what people tell you about themselves and start observing what they say about themselves through their behavior, it's not easy to go back and pretend you're blinded. It's not easy to, suffer those fools. So I think this person is not really expecting to see that you are so much more wise than you had been before, or that you are hip to their tricks. You know what they're up to. You're not going to be fooled. And quite honestly, for somebody who has a really big ego, it's tough for them to realize that they're not good enough for you. Some of them may not really accept that or want to even think about it, but you don't want to be with somebody like them because they have not pursued the same type of personal growth. You're ready for something new, you're moving on, and this really gets under their skin. So let's see why they're back. Any guesses? Anyone? Maybe it's the Dr. Peppers. Entirely possible. Or the sharp cheddar cheese. I do love cheese. I have manchego right now too. All right, so we've got justice. You walked away from this love. That's because it wasn't feeling like love to you. It was feeling more like codependency to you. So it's not really going to be... Have you ever had somebody that argues a moot point and they're so focused on this little detail, they think it's going to convince you, but it's like, no, like you've already lost the plot. You're arguing something that doesn't even change my mind. It's like they're looking for any way to invalidate your assessment of them without realizing that no matter what they say, they cannot manipulate you into believing that this is somebody you want to be in a relationship with. The battle was already lost before they showed up because of their behavior. So We've got Justice and the Queen of Wands. I think this is about you realizing that the right decision for you or the right move is to think about what other things are out there and let whatever is meant for you be for you. You don't think it's this person. You got tired of trying to force something to work with somebody who wasn't pulling their weight. Exactly, Matt. They can't help, or they can't handle not having that control, right? Hello, Rachel. How are you doing? If I didn't mention it, this is the Tarot of the Nile. Lovers in the reverse, Ten of Swords. I feel bad for laughing, but this is somebody who I think has avoided an ego death for a long time, in part because they really do have this high opinion of themselves. So it's almost like they're coming back around to talk to you because they need to at least convince you temporarily that you do want something with them, because they don't want to take the L. It's like they just want to win you back so they can reject you because they have like this, I don't know, undefeated record. Like, okay, Barney Stinson. They don't want to be seen as the loser. They don't want to be seen as the one who didn't get chosen. That's so immature. So I feel like you're just like, I don't even have time for this. Like, if you really need some external validation, just like, I don't know, go to a bar. Four of Pentacles in the reverse, Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. You've let this person go because they don't want to actually put in the work and do right by a relationship. It's like you see zero chance of this working. So they're trying to salvage something that has already been completely lost. You're not at all interested. So I think for many of you, this person reaches back out and you might just leave them on red, or you might not open the message. You're not interested. I don't know if you can grill Dr. Pepper, but you can definitely bake chicken with Dr. Pepper. Ask me how I know. I recommend adding some mustard and barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce. You guys are making me hungry again, damn it. Yes, that's true. So Matt is quoting Maynard saying there's no love and fear. And I really just want to point out that I feel every choice that you make it out of love or out of fear. And in a perfect world, every choice or every decision you make is rooted in love. I love this person, so I'm willing to change the channel so we can watch something that they want. I love this person, so I'm going to choose to spend $20 on something that they're not expecting, just as like a random surprise gift. Or I really appreciate my good friend, so I'm going to pay for their lunch today, even though they're not expecting it. Or is it based out of fear? I think those are basically the two options. And this is somebody who makes choices out of fear because they fear rejection. They fear they're not good enough. They fear how others view them may be tainted by the fact that you rejected them. This is not, I love you and I miss you. This is, I'm afraid that I look bad because you walked away from me. So how can I rearrange those facts so that it's better for me, right? That's a good way of looking at it. So we've got the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. The Nine of Wands in the reverse. And the World. Yeah, this looks like somebody who has made their social circle smaller. I feel like that's you. You've decided, you know what? If you're going to do the low vibration stuff, if you're going to try to be controlling or manipulative, I'm going to not include you in my circle. So notice how like the little circle on the world is smaller in this card than it is normally. You don't have to really know that for sure, but it's like I don't need to have 1,000 friends on social media. I don't need to have, random people from 20 years ago knowing what I'm up to today. This is, I think I'd rather have just a couple of really good friends that I can actually trust instead of dealing with people that really just think about themselves. Hello, all around. How are you doing? Mm-hmm. Quality over quantity. Exactly. We got the Wheel of Fortune, King of Pentacles, Three of Swords, and the Five of Swords. So here's the deal. For many of you, this is somebody who comes back around, toxic ex, wants to test the waters and see if there's any way they can get you back on the hook, or if they can like bring back to life whatever obsession you may have felt for them or love you may have felt for them in the past. They would probably describe it as obsession because they like to like feel important, right? Oh, that person's obsessed with me. This is somebody who, if you reject them when they come back around, and I feel like most of you, if not all of you, do, that heartache or sting that they feel from not being able to get you back may lead them to trying to cause some chaos or drama with your next relationship. So this is a little heads up. For some of you, this is saying you may get a message or see this person and really want to give them a piece of your mind. And I'm just going to tell you right now, it's probably not worth it. I can come up with some real tasty insults, okay? I can make you feel this small if I want to, but you know what? It's really not worth my time. The thing is, this person wants to engage you in some sort of communication. And if you feed the troll, that conversation is going to take way longer than it should. Or they're going to have something that they can like say, well, you did this and you look bad. My advice to you is if this person comes back around and you know there's no future with them, leave them on red, block them, have some sort of cordial decline. The last one being probably the best if you can actually count on them to respect that. Most of you probably have to leave them on red because they won't shut up. I'm just going to say it like that. This is somebody who is a bit determined to prove that you were wrong. But for those of you where you feel like you can just kind of send a message to end it, good to hear from you. I hope everything is going well for you. I think it makes the most sense for us to not be in each other's lives, but I do wish you the best. There's no need to be salty back because that's what they're hoping for. There's no need to try to explain to them how they're wrong because they ain't gonna get it. Just say it. They still have the ego. They're like wrapped up in that ego like it's the coolest jacket they ever had. So my general perspective is if someone's coming back around and they're still toxic and they're still just going to cause you a bunch of stress because they haven't let go of that ego, don't waste your precious time trying to explain to them that you deserve better or that they did you wrong. They're not going to really listen, And there's somebody else here for you to pay attention to. There's somebody else here who does want to listen. So I feel like this King of Pentacles is a new person that comes into your life because it's right next to the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like there's a change. You are awakened, you've ascended, you see things more clearly than you did before. So your discernment is improved and you're more selective when you're dating. You find somebody who is reliable, who does want to have that healthy long-term connection and understands how to communicate their emotions in a healthy way. But this is going to really like poke the bear. And this person from your past is going to want to do something to cause problems with your newfound love because they see that it might actually go somewhere. They see that you're happy. I feel for some of you in particular, they see you laugh at this person's joke, or they see a picture of you and you look happier than you've ever been. And it really gets to them because they're jealous. Hello, Car 24 Los. How are you doing? Let me know if you have a more specific question or if that was for somebody else. Yep. Hello, James. How you doing today? Yep. Hustling. Rejection. Abandoned. Distressed and irrational fear. You have very strong intuition. Your guidance is, I think, helping you walk away from things that have held you back. So you're going to be able to tell that this person still has those ego issues or still is coming from a place of fear versus love. So don't get tangled up in this. It's still messy over there. They're still struggling with accountability and acknowledging why they do the things that they do. Hi, Tim. How are you doing today? Well, I guess, did I already say my other one? I can't remember. That might have been yesterday. If I'm honest, I've been working on thumbnails and watching Yellow Jackets and not sleeping as much as I should because that show is crazy and also has the best 90s soundtrack. Okay, so we've got lipstick evidence, infidelity, caught cheating, and betrayal. Oh, this person just keeps on getting better. This person, King of Wands, they've got this big ego, and I do feel like there are issues in terms of having confidence that comes from a good place. So I do feel like they entertained others or like to get that kind of like low-hanging fruit attention to feel good about themselves or to feel better than other people. So I do think there's something in particular that they really don't like about themselves, and they always feel like they're compensating for it. I don't know if I want to use that example. We all have insecurities, right? There's just something in particular that this person struggles to put out of their mind, and I feel like it makes them compensate. Like I have to show just how desirable I am to everybody because I don't necessarily have this huge I don't have the confidence that I should have. It's based in other things, right? There you go. There you go. We've got laughter, happiness, joy, and healing. You're meant to be on a higher plane. You're meant to be this joy and light for other people. And this individual may have felt like they wanted to just put that in a cage somewhere or own it, or they wanted to get some sort of clout because they were dating you. But they've been caught or they've betrayed you, and it's not something that you need to question. You already know. I feel like you've even gotten a decent amount of closure from this person. You just know that they don't really like being told what to do. They may be a bit greedy or selfish. They're not trying to be respectful. This is somebody who could be trying to mooch or ask for a loan, or maybe they feel like life would be easier if they lived with you. I do feel like there's some sort of codependency on a substance or a behavior that they should not participate in because it's avoidance. They're not wanting to deal with the things that they're really upset over. So they could be partying or they could be spending frivolously, trying to make themselves feel better. Oh, I hope you do. Hello, Andy. How are you doing? All right, let's see. This is the Pause Tarot. What else do we have? That sounds legit, Michael. 10 of Cups, 3 of Swords in the reverse. You've got a very healthy relationship on the horizon. And it's with this King of Pentacles. Don't get too caught up on the gender. This is just saying this is somebody who knows who they are. They are grounded and reliable. They want something committed. And it may show up faster than you expect. Just make sure that you're ready for that, right? We all need a little bit of time to ourselves after a relationship to heal and make sure that we're not just, adding more baggage. I said that as Minnesotan as possible. I hope you enjoyed that. Justice and the 3 of Cups. Look, I feel like you already know this, but they want to make sure, like the cards really want to make sure don't see this person again. You don't need to. Don't feel pressured like you have to give them the time of day because they want to make you feel like you have to. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to talk to this person at all. They're going to try to make you feel guilty about it, but I would really encourage you not to see them in person. If there's an invite, no. You're busy. You're washing your hair that day, okay? It takes a while. Maybe you're doing like a facial mask. I don't know. Come up with something. Nah, don't even lie. Just say you don't have time. Whatever. No tacos? 10 of Wands in the reverse. And 7 of Wands. Yeah, this is somebody's ego making them pursue you because they don't want to be rejected. But I also feel like there's something here as far as finances, wanting somebody that can split the costs, wanting somebody that can pay for food, or for some of you, watch a kid or a dog. They're just looking for companionship or someone to boss around. You're not it. You're not the one. So the 7 of Wands, I see you being willing to maintain boundaries or defensive of those boundaries. Knight of Cups, Ace of Cups, and the 7 of Cups in the reverse. This is beautiful. So you don't seem to really have much interest in talking to this person from your past. I think you're demonstrating once and for all, I've learned that lesson. There's nothing there for me. So because of your decisiveness, there's this new love offer coming in, and it's something that makes you feel, I think, a little bit giddy. And I do think you are decisive about it. You know that this is somebody that is being genuine and that you have a lot in common. This person makes you happy, and I do feel like they respect the time that you need to yourself. And if there's an argument, they're willing to talk to you about it. They're not going to let it just kind of build into something ridiculous. But this person from your past is not necessarily done with that ego death, or maybe hasn't even started it. So it kind of feels like this is a stark contrast from the person in your past. And their behaviors line up with what they say. So I'm excited for you. You're leveling up in terms of the love department. This is the Romance Angels Oracle. I can see that. Healing family issues and chemistry. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. And there's a strong magnetic attraction here. This is with that new person. With regards to the healing family issues, I think a big part of why you were stagnant or maybe even felt like you stayed in a relationship with this King of Wands for longer than you should have is because of some of the issues from your childhood. You've been able to let go of this ex in part because you also addressed some of those issues from your family. You're not looking to be a people pleaser. You're not looking to set your own needs aside or, stay quiet just for the benefit of the connection. You don't want to deal with that kind of love because it's not really love. So that's why we've got this new person showing up, somebody that I think is going to be blowing up your phone. And you're going to be really excited about it. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So there's a shift here that is positive in terms of how you interact with that spiritual side of yourself while still appreciating who your true self is. So I'm excited for you. Remember to show gratitude for the beautiful things in your life and not to get caught up with this King of Wands. You already know. You already know. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes and the memberships. And I hope to see you on the next reading. Doodles.